Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Sara Kelly. I'm an ADHD mindset coach and I come out with videos every single week on everything ADHD and the isms that go along with having ADHD. Today I am going to be talking about the 3 different types of ADHD according to the DSM and also how it can differ in men next to women when it comes to the hyperactive portion of having ADHD. For anyone who doesn't know, there are 3 different presentations of having ADHD: hyperactive, inattentive, and combined, which is hyperactive and inattentive. We will start with inattentive today. Now, before I get into the 3 different presentations of having ADHD, it's important to note that everybody forgets their keys sometimes. Everybody is late sometimes. I am talking about chronically dealing with some of these things and having that as part of your life before the age of 12. So for anybody who's watching this, who's questioning diagnosis, for one, I'm not a medical professional. You need to seek out a medical professional for a formal diagnosis of ADHD. And if you are relating to the things that I'm saying because something is happening to you chronically over and over and over again, that would be a time to talk to your doctor, not if you forgot your keys just that one time 3 weeks ago, but usually you remember all the things. So inattentive ADHD can manifest as making careless mistakes. Usually our attention to detail, because we are rushing through something, may not be on point. Difficulty sustaining attention, and this is where if you are biologically female during school years, if you were told, oh, she's such a daydreamer, that might be a marker of ADHD. Struggling with organizing tasks. Part of our executive dysfunction is ordination of tasks. A neurotypical person will see a task and be able to break it down into smaller pieces without getting overwhelmed. A lot of us ADHDers just see a task and it's like almost like seeing the top of a mountain. We don't see the path to get up it, we just see the top, and that's where a lot of our overwhelm comes from. Working memory is also another executive dysfunction that we have. So if you've ever gotten up to go to the kitchen and you forget why you're going to the kitchen, or someone had just told you their name and then you forgot it just a moment later, that is part of a poor working memory and is part of executive functioning skills. So if you struggle with short-term memory loss, it might be a good idea to talk to a doctor. Then we have being easily distracted. And this is where, for myself, when I was in university, I would be studying and then I would get up to get myself a drink of water, somehow end up in the bathroom grabbing nail polish, painting my toenails, heating up coffee that I never got out of the microwave. Very easily distractible behavior is highly correlated with also having inattentive ADHD. And then finally, losing things, and I think this really chalks up to our poor working memory, and this is why ADHDers strive with routine. Tip that I'd love to give you if you do struggle with losing things like your remote control or your glasses or your keys or your cell phone is to take a piece of painter's tape and allow yourself to put an X on one surface in each room that you have. I did this for a long time until I had the habit and the routine of putting my stuff down in the same place. So when I come in, I'm only allowed to put my phone down. I have one surface in each room that I can put my phone down in, and it's on the painter's tape. The X marks the spot. This has created now a new routine for me so that I never lose things anymore. Try it out and let me know how it works for you. Now, the second presentation of ADHD is hyperactivity and impulsivity. So let's go over some of the markers for that. This can manifest very externally, and I think this is more common in boys, and why diagnosis amongst our male counterparts is so much more prevalent than within females, and that's outward hyperactivity, fidgeting, not being able to stay still, needing to maybe pace when you have a conversation or play with a fidget toy in order to pay attention to someone speaking to you. A lot of us with the combined presentation or the hyperpresentation have trouble sitting still. Going to a conference and having to sit in a seat for 2 or 3 hours and listen to a lecture can be really, really painful for us ADHDers. We also struggle with either understimulation or overstimulation, and when you're understimulated, sitting still can be really, really tough. So a fidget toy or being able to doodle, if it's appropriate wherever you are, can really help us zone in and focus on whoever's speaking to us or whatever we're supposed to be listening to. Some of us with the hyperpresentation are more of that chatty Cathy, and we also have a tendency to interrupt. There's a couple reasons for this. The hyperactivity is why we would be a lot more chatty, and the interrupting comes down to our working memory as one of our executive dysfunctions. There's often times where I'll be in a conversation listening to somebody and I have something to add to the conversation that will add value, but there's not an appropriate break in the conversation for me to interject, and I'm so scared of forgetting what I'm going to say because of my poor working memory that I might interrupt. And finally, the hyperpresentation of having ADHD, a lot of us struggle with impulse control. We will, be the first to jump at something without taking the time to think through whether or not that was a good decision to make. And this is where things like the ADHD tax comes in. It's a well-known term, which basically means that we have purchased something that maybe we regret later. On the flip side, though, because of our poor working memory, we might forget to pay a bill. The ADHD tax should really be its own separate video, but you can really see how the symptoms of ADHD can play into multi-facets of our life. Now, if you don't mind, in the comments, please share if you are inattentive, hyperactive, or combined with your ADHD, or if you just believe that you have it. And if this video is resonating with you, please like this video. By liking this video, you push this video out to more people in the algorithm who have ADHD or think they have ADHD, want to learn more about it, or do a little bit of digging into whether or not they have it. Now, finally, combined type of ADHD. People with combined type ADHD have 6 or more of the symptoms from the inattentive ADHD and the hyperactive impulsive ADHD. And that is according to Attitude magazine. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a ton today. And if you are interested in attending my free masterclass, it goes over the 5 pillars to creating lasting change. If you have ADHD and you struggle with overwhelm, self-esteem, or any of the other isms of having ADHD, I have a link in the description of this video where you can join that. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next week in the next video.